All right.
Then you get, at 100 tons...
100 tons, now we're talking.
You get
Steiners are listening. What have you got?
The ultimate scout mech. the KGC 000 King Crab. Wow. Clocking in at 100 tons and 10 million C-bills, plus, you know, a little change. You have an astounding amount of firepower, but not actually many weapons.
But it's a chicken walker, so I like it already. Look at that.
You've only got 4 weapon systems on there, but 2 of them are Act 20s. So you can see the Act 20s in the arms there.
Wow.
So you can put out a lot of damage, but you don't actually have many weapon systems, which is kind of cool. So there's the 2 Act 20s in the arms, you've got an LRM-15 and you've got one large laser, and that's only 1906 BV.
That's nice.
So it's less BV for the original version than for the Highlander. I think it's slower than the Highlander. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't think that...
Oh, no, it's the same speed as the
Same
Highlander.
speed?
It's slower than the Black Knight.
Doesn't have jump, does it?
No.
No.
But it's got a lot of armour.
Yeah. So this guy is for walking behind everybody else and just blam, 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 blam once he gets close enough. Because the Act 20s don't have a lot of range, so...
Hello, city fighting.
Yeah. You put him urban... and he's hurting people, or even in like heavily wooded areas or big lots of like valleys and hills and things. He's coming out from behind one of them and blowing something's brain out and then walking back behind it again, and he doesn't care.
So the actual claw parts or whatever actually do serve a purpose for this, is it goes and covers over the gun when you do your physical attacks to try and protect the weapon.
Yeah.
That's smart. But it just adds to the whole look of the design.
Oh, it's just brilliant. They look great.
That's kind of cool. So it can do some indirect fire. It's got an energy weapon as backup, but 2 AC-20s. Again, special ammo if you really wanted to.
Yep. So fed by 2 tons of ammo split between the side torsos. So you've got a ton of ammo in each side torso. So you can get different ammos if you want to.
So
but
that's 5 shots.
So that's, so what, 10 total?
Yeah.
10 tons, 10 shots,
10 shots
overall
total,
with 2 of them. So 5 each, but...
Look, you pick your targets when you go to shoot, but I mean,
Yeah,
anyone who gets close is basically going to be
you
for a bit of hurt.
Yeah, you use the laser until you get close enough to be sure of your shot, and then you just annihilate things.
Oh gosh. So nice. Alright, so the 000. So 46 points for the Alpha Strike game. Size 4, obviously. It's a juggernaut. Duh. TMM is 1, movement of 6 inches. Does 3 damage at short and medium, and 1 at long, and that has an overheat 2 option. Okay, nice. So it can actually do quite a bit of damage if it wants. Heaps of armor, lots of internal structure. Has AC 2 at short and medium, and case with indirect fire 1. So yeah, we're talking a lot of damage at short and medium.
You're walking really in nice. And you're getting as close as you can to everything as quick as you can, because that's what you want.
So there's the
40.
The 40 for 44 points. So this, tell me about have you got the weapons on that one?
Yeah, so it's the downgraded version. So it's the KGC 0000. Sacrificed very little in the refit since it's used very little lost tech in the first place, because they were just standard acts. They weren't like ultras or anything.
Yeah.
So they lost a little bit of armor because it was replaced with standard, because they start with ferrofibrous, and the case was removed.
Yeah, 1 less dot.
Freed up weight to add another ton of armor. So it's almost the same, but it would have dropped just a little smidge. Replace the original models with current stuff and the electronics with available models. So, I mean, basically it's the same mech. They just had to take the ferrofibrous armor off and change the manufacturer of the equipment, because they don't make those ones anymore.
Okay. Yeah. So this has it has for 2 less points. It's basically got 1 less point of armor.
Yep.
And everything, and no case.
So that'll be the ferrofibrous with the case has been dropped because they can't make it anymore. In the Succession Wars, it doesn't exist anymore, and they're just using standard armor, and they have to drop the case. But you get that extra tonnage replacing it with armor, so that you're only like that short of having the same armor as the original.
Yeah.
You just don't have case, and with Act 20 ammo, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But you've only got 10 rounds, so 5 rounds of shooting them off with both arms, you're through your ammo anyway, so hopefully you're in there and using up your ammo before anything bad happens.
Yeah.
But there's a few different variants of that one.
It's big.
It's a big
and
mech.
Chunky, it hangs over the base, and I'm glad we're playing on 2-inch hexes, mate. It barely fits in there, look at it.
It's there's 13 variants. One of them is a named variant, so there's 12 actuals. But that's 100 tons worth of mech. You can always find a way to modify 100 tons worth of mech.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't do to 100 tons worth of mech. I mean, you can put Gauss rifles in there instead of Act 20s and stuff like that. I'm sure someone's tried that.
I think there is a version of that, actually.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you want range.
Yeah. You'd probably have to sacrifice a little bit of the other firepower, because I think they weigh almost or possibly more than the Act 20s, but I can't remember for sure.
I think they're a bit heavier, like a ton or something.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're fairly comparable, but I think they weigh a little bit more. But, I mean, it's still, it's a big mech. And yeah, almost all of those variants are juggernauts. There's 3 that are qualified as snipers. But they're all somewhere between 1,800 and 2,500 BV.
And now you've got another mech to add to your clamps.
Clamps!
It's the clamps!
Clamps! Give me the clamps! No, clamp him good.
I'm hoping we've got Zoidberg as one of the pilots here.
But I doubt it.
No, we've got Katrina Troth, a 2-2.
Oh, you've got a 2. You don't need Zoidberg.
No. First Army, so top of the line. Second in command of the First Army of the Comguards. She's proudly from Robinson. Even has a small emblem of the planetary seal on the left leg of her king crab. She is fiercely non-political and neutral when it comes to dealing with the Combine. Okay, that's interesting. Considering
5 ability points. Wow.
Bloodstalker and Tactical Genius.
Tactical Genius.
That makes sense because
Bloodstalker was -1 to a single enemy, and +1 to everything else. We've had Bloodstalker before, but in this, with a 2-2 pilot, good lord.
Yeah. So AC 20s with bonuses to hit your
Don't run your scout mechs in front of her, because she'll pick them as her Bloodstalker target and just blow the crap.
I don't know who you are, but I hate you. Eat these. And now you're dead.
40
See
points.
who else I hate.
40 points to a light mech will vaporize most of them.
Nigel.
So Nigel Preston, 3-4 adept with the 323rd Division. And he's got Demoralizer. Well, there you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so instead of a weapon attack, you select one target in line of sight and within 10. Makes a piloting skill roll of +4. If you succeed for the next turn, the target may only expend walk or cruise and cannot move closer to this unit. Suffers an additional +1 to hit modifier on all attacks against this unit. We've seen that one before, but in a king crab, that's
nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. If I put myself in line to take a stream of 35mm shells afterward, the poor bastard who sent them is going to get a gift in return.
Nice.
On the Nige. Nice one, mate.
Such a Nigel thing to say.
Yeah.